All right, hey guys, Jason here. We're up here at Metter Ford. This is one of my absolute favorite Ford dealerships. I love this place. These guys here are absolutely amazing. Like I said, one of my pure favorite Ford dealers in existence that I am at. And Tina's sitting here in the Power Wagon. We were up coming to get lunch at Zaxby's, which is right over there. And I said, hey, let's roll through the dealership for a minute. I happen to see this. First time I have seen one in person, other than one going down a road, but the first time I've seen one parked or on a lot. This is like a unicorn. Ford just refuses to make these things, and it's upsetting that Ford doesn't make too many of them, because this is a pretty sweet truck. However, I'm not as impressed as I thought I would be. So, obviously I'm gonna give you my honest thoughts on it, and we're gonna come right back to this in 1 second, but let's look at something for a second to put it into perspective so I can make sense of that. We have a Ranger Raptor sitting right here. This is a used one, 2024, same as the 25. We'll look at it. We're gonna get more detailed. We have an FX4 sitting right there. Okay, FX4 right there. Ranger Raptor right here. Interesting. Okay, we'll dive deeper, but hold on, I wanna show you something else first real quick. All right, let's look at this. This is a Ranger F1 or Raptor F-150 Ford Raptor. Okay, this is a beast of a truck. Okay, this is sitting next to a four-wheel drive. Look at the width of this thing alone. We'll go around the other side, but this is a heck of a machine. This is an absolute powerhouse of a machine that we are looking at right here. I mean, this thing is a beast of a truck. Suspension, we'll show you the Ranger Raptor too, but we are talking about a beast of a suspension. Everything about this truck is a beast. There's no other way to say it. This is just a heck of a machine right here. No doubt about it. Look at the difference comparing these two. It's a whole different world of truck right here. Whole different animal. Look at the full front setup, the whole way this thing's done, the control arms, everything about this truck is just, I mean, we are talking about a beast of a truck. There is no doubt about it. This thing is an absolute beast on every kind of level. The interior of this thing is insanely gorgeous. They've just done this thing so well. Love every detail of the Raptor. And the price is rock solid. We're coming at $83,000. Look at that right there. 83 grand, 2025 Ford Raptor. Okay, so this is a great deal, 3.5 liter. This thing's a beast, high output. This thing's a gorgeous truck on every level and done right. So this is a commanding presence of a machine. We'll come right back to it. Again, we got a lot to cover here, but we're going back over to that Ranger Raptor that's sitting over there, a blue one, in a minute. But first, I want to show you something else. Now here's another one. Here's another Raptor right here. Now this one's 10 grand more, but you do get the 37-inch wheels on this. 37 package, you get a lot of extra features on this, but this is another Raptor. But again, a commanding beast of a machine is what these are. These things are insane. One more thing I want to show you. Now here's a Tremor. This is a Ford Tremor, not a Raptor. So we don't get the wide body, we don't get the suspension, we don't get a lot of that stuff. You do get the steel bumpers, but here you get the Torsen front end in this one, because you're paying $11,700 for that 402A package. But this Tremor is coming in at $80,000, 80 grand for this. Okay, so you can see that there's some weird things. This is what I think more that Ford Raptor or that Ranger Raptor is more in line with this. Now, it's a simpler motor too, a lot of differences, but look at, this is literally the same exact price as that white Raptor we saw up front. Now, this Raptor that we saw, or this Raptor we see right here, like I said, is 10 grand more because of the features you're getting on it and that 37 package, and we understand that. 90 grand for something like this, a lot of money, but when you look at the fact that you can get a Tremor for basically $80,000, and it looks basically the same as this in stance and style, and then you look over there, what else you can get for 80 grand for that Raptor right there. Look at the difference in that beast right there. I mean, you are talking an insane difference. The reason I'm bringing this up is the power of what the Raptor is. Okay, I mean, you have expensive vehicles like the Tremor, and I understand that. And the Tremor is in an F-150, in my opinion, is not worth the price. It's a great truck, it's just expensive, okay, for that 402A package. But the Raptor in the Bronco is the same. We're back over here and we're looking at this Ranger Raptor again. And why I showed you that is this truck doesn't have any of that for me. I'm sorry, again, I'm giving you my impressions. This truck does not have any of the punch that a Raptor does, like an F-150 does. Now, it's a cool truck. It's got the extra little fender flares. It's got the little kick to it. I don't see this doesn't scream Raptor to me. Okay, it just doesn't seem to have the power that I think a lot of that stuff does. So that's kind of, you know, again, my first impressions, a little disappointed actually. I'm not as impressed as I thought I would be with this thing right off the bat. This doesn't scream to me like wicked perfect truck or like powerhouse off-roader. It just doesn't say that to me. I know it's a sleeper because I know what this thing is capable of, but it doesn't tell me that. I don't feel it by looking at it. Where like you look at a ZR2 or even a ZR2 Bison, you feel the power of that truck. I don't feel the power of this truck, not like I do an F-150 Raptor. That said, my personal opinion. Now remember, this thing is a beast. Look at the interior of this thing. Okay, very well done. Look at the bolstering in those seats alone. Look at that bolstering. You do got 4 auto in this thing. You do got front and rear lockers. You got all your features in this thing. It's a very nice truck. Don't get me wrong. Gorgeous, gorgeous truck. Expensive, coming in at about $60,000, you know, for what it is. I mean, for the price of this, you could be in a Bison, a ZR2 Bison on 35s. Now, this has got way more motor. This also has great suspension, too. These are live valve Fox shocks. I mean, look at the suspension on this thing. Look at those. But that also comes at a cost. Look at how much space you're losing under there with all that crap on there. But, I mean, you're talking serious, serious suspension. And the other problem I have with this suspension stuff being live valve is all of this. Okay, look at all these sensors and all this wire connections and all these things that you have going on under here. This is a very, very high-end technical truck. This is a computer on wheels for practical purposes. And I think it's a beautiful thing, and I think it's great for a lot of people. I'm not a fan of it for what I do. We got 33-inch tires right here. Look good. I know you can put 35s on it too. I don't remember what has to be done to do it, but it's a dang good-looking truck. I'm just not sold on, I mean, look at even the front end of this compared to the last gen, but I mean, as far as that, you know, simple, functional, yeah, nice. I mean, looks good, but I'm not seeing anything here that's just, this does not have the wow factor that I anticipated it having. To me, this doesn't really look a whole lot different than, you know, even what we got right here, which is a last gen version. But I mean, realistically, I'm not seeing anything on this thing that's lighting my fire for me too much, and that's kind of disappointing because I've been waiting to see one of these on a lot in person forever. You never do, and like I said, I'm a little bit disappointed. Now, if I were to drive this, I'm sure this thing is bad out of hell. I'm sure it's super fast, and I'm sure this suspension is super fun. This is 21,000 miles on a 2004, but this 3-liter V6 in here, this motor, this turbo motor, this thing screams. There's no doubt about it. In every review I watch and everybody I see, they love it. They say it is the best configuration of a Raptor to do what it does. It's going to be very smooth to drive. The suspension is insane. The power delivery is incredible. I'm sure it's an absolute beast of a machine. But like I said, I'm not really seeing, it just isn't screaming too much to me. That's the downside. I'm just not seeing it in this thing as far as the appearance. It's, like I said, kind of leaving a lot to be desired there. Or maybe it's the fact that my wishes and hopes for it when I did see it would be so much better than what it is. I'm not seeing it on it. I mean, you know, I always wanted to see one, always wanted to drive one, and I might come up and try and drive this one if I can. We'll see. It's a little bit of ways in front of the house, but I will see if I can get up here and maybe even test drive this for my own purpose to see. But I'm not gonna lie, I am a little let down, a little disappointed by what we're seeing for the price and what they're asking for it. So, you know, not this used one, but I'm saying for a new one. I don't know how else to put it. Pretty cool truck, great idea. I like what it does, and I like that you get front and rear lockers. I do not like how the lockers are not dedicated buttons. You have to actually go into the screen and into the off-road pages to get it. But you know, ZR2's got a lot of stuff like that that pisses me off too, how I got to go in the screen to get my traction control button. But you can see in there, okay, those buttons right in front of the knobs, you don't get a locker button on there. You got to go into the off-road pages to actually activate that. But like I said, great design. Those seats just look insane bolsters. Look at that. I mean, that's crazy. Feel like you're in a race car seat. And we are talking about an amazing machine right here, but not my cup of tea. After seeing it in person, yeah, I'll pass. No offense to it, not knocking it, just saying I'll pass. This looks too much right there. just like every other Ranger. Again, this is an old one. Even the old ones don't look that much different from the new one. And I'd take an FX4 and put a small little level kit on the front of it and put 33s on it and do everything I need to do with it rather than this. You don't buy this for that. You buy this for the motor and the suspension. That is where this wins, is the motor and the suspension. And I get that and understand it, but see, this is the stuff, like I said, these things scare the crap out of me. Everything is censored, everything is wired, everything is got some kind of a connection. These are those shocks on there, those live valve, Fox shocks, all that stuff is just more technically advanced and crazy to deal with, and it scares the crap out of me, and I just don't want to deal with it. And it makes me very nervous. So, like I said, food for thought, things to think about, but that is my opinion on first time ever seeing a Ranger Raptor. My first opinion is, not as overwhelming as I thought compared to the rest of the Raptor lineup. However, again, you take my opinion as an opinion and a grain of salt. I have not drove one of these, and everybody I know that does loves it. So again, but I'm honest with you. I just tell you how I feel and what I see, and I'm not seeing $60,000 truck sitting right there. I'm not going, ooh, God, look at that, gotta have it. It's just not screaming that for me right there. Maybe you're different. Let me know down in the comments. Thanks for watching.